Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rob. This is RH Midwest Comics, and today I'm just going to take a few minutes and go through some of the crazy sale prices from the latest Heritage Signature auction. So yesterday, they just finished up their Platinum session, and for those of you that don't know, the Platinum session is like the biggest of the big boy books. And even today, some other sessions were going on that had some original art. So I'm mostly going to go through comic books that sold yesterday, but I'm going to throw in some art in there as well, just to get a feel for what that's like. All right. But the auction itself yesterday, it was a mix. There were some crazy sales on the high end and a few sales that were shockingly low compared to previous sales. All right. So let's just get into it. So you can see here, I have the Heritage auction site pulled up, and these are all the books that sold. It's sorted by highest price. So the first one I just wanted to show was, like I said, I wanted to show a piece of original art. So this is a Lee Elias cover from Black Cat Mystery Comics number 50. This is a very sought after, highly sought after pre-code horror comic book, let alone the original cover art, which is crazy that it actually came to market. This is what it looks like, right? And they have another picture too, which shows like the borders of the paperwork that, he worked on. And you can see some writing on here as well. I don't know what all the writing says, something about, silver prints. Other people that know art might know what silver prints means. I do not. But anyway, I think it's just really cool to see the original piece of history where the work was done. I mean, these are all the original inks and penciling on this piece of paper. Okay. So this sold for, I posted it on my Instagram account a couple weeks ago, and it was at like, I don't know, $160,000 or something. It ended up finishing at $840,000. So a lot of people thought it might get to $1 million. I wasn't sure, but that's a huge sale. And I don't know of a place that tracks sales of original art. And I don't even know if this one's ever come to market before, but nonetheless, just a massive, massive sale for original art. And I missed the boat on original art for sure, right? Should have got into it 10 years ago and started buying it when it was a fraction of what art goes for today. Okay? So the first comic book we're going to start off with is Detective Comics number 27, first appearance and origin of Batman, Bruce Wayne. So you can see this book sold for $675,000. And what I'm going to do is, this is not going to be a big price analysis, but I am going to go into GPA and take a look at what some of these books have sold for previously. So this is Detective Comics 27. So let's go down. These are all the titles that I have saved in my GPA account. So, like I said, this auction was a mixed bag. What was this again? A 4.5? And we're starting off with some not so good news. So you can see here a 4.5. They already have the price in there from yesterday's sale. Heritage sales prices go into GPA so quickly, right? Seems to always be within 24 hours. So you can see, so yesterday's sale, $675,000. The same grade, 4.5, and not only the same grade, it is the exact same book sold back in 2022 for $114,000. So that's a 40% drop, a little over 40%. Now, I posted this on my Instagram account yesterday as well. And, normal comments like, holy cow, that's, so low. And other people saying, yeah, that's just the market. And I agree, right? It is the market. But there were some people saying, no, it's because of the page quality and, the condition of the book. And I keep reminding people that this is the exact same book. So in 2022, it was the same page quality, the same issues on the book. The only thing I will say is that this has a severely rusted lower staple, and that is in the grader's notes. And rusted staples can get worse over time, but it was heavily rusted when it was graded. It can't get like more heavily rusted, much more than that. It can disintegrate eventually, but that it's the exact same book. The only reason that this book dropped 40% is because it was either massively overvalued back in 2022, or buyers are just out of the market for this book right now. And anyway, 40% is very tough to explain. 10%, 20%, okay, I get it. 40%, nobody can say it's because of the condition of the book, because the exact same condition sold for that much more in 22. All right, so that's Detective Comics 27. So we're starting out on a low. But as I go through a few of these, and I'm going to go through quite a few Golden Age books. I've never done a Golden Age book price analysis, right? Like I do with Silver Age and Bronze Age, because the data points are just few and far between, and it's hard to draw lines in between data points and really show a trend. So that's why I do things like this. Just every once in a while, we look at some data points. This one, Marvel Comics #1, the first timely book, origin, first appearance of Human Torch. This 4.5 sold for $288,000. So let's go back to GPA, go down to Marvel Comics, and there was only one issue because it turned into Marvel Mystery Comics, starting with issue number 2. So 4.5, there it is, the sale price in there from yesterday, $288,000. Well, you can see the last sale price back in 2022, and it's a different book, sold for $360,000. So again, a drop. I don't know what that drop is. 20% maybe. I don't have my calculator on me, but pretty sizable drop. And I haven't looked at the condition or the grader's notes comparing the two books, but nonetheless, another huge Golden Age key with a big drop. So not a good start to the auction by any means. Now we're going to get to a little bit of good news, all right? This is where the auction kind of makes you confused, because Batman #1, big key issue, big first appearance of the Joker. This is a 4.0. So again, let's go back. Hold on, what did it sell for? $288,000 it sold for. Solid 4.0. And if we go into GPA and look what a 4.0 sold for previously, and again, here's where I said it gets interesting. So there's the $288,000 sale. So this 4.0 also had a previous sale back in 2022 for $264,000. That was the previous record. This one set a record, $288,000. So we can't just say it's the market. This is where things get confusing, right? This book just set a record. And again, I didn't go in and look at, I did not look at the grader's notes comparisons. I do know that these are different books, 9001, 4001, unless the original one from 2022 was reholdered and it got a new cert number. I didn't go and look into that. Regardless, it set a record. So a huge positive for the hobby, for Batman #1. You know, we need some positive sales in there for sure. So this one's a win. All right, let's go. We're going to skip over some of these art and restored books. We're going to go to Captain America #1. So origin of first appearance of Cap, Bucky, the Red Skull. It's his first appearance. Hitler's on the cover. This is a huge book. Okay, so 5.0 sold for $180,000. What do you think? Is that, did it set a record? Gonna find out. $180,000, 5.0. So here it is, the sale. What was the previous sale? Again, back in 2022. These big books are going like 2 years in between sales. Sold for the exact same amount. So tied a record. Not sure how to explain it. How does Tech 27 lose 40% and these other ones are equaling or tying records? Now, I will say, I did look at this one. The one from 2022 had creamed off-white pages, and the one that sold yesterday has white pages. So, beautiful book, right? White pages, hard to come by from a book that's over 80 years old. Just really, really nice book. So, yes, the page quality could have had something to do with this thing tying the record. If you had both of them selling at the same time, this would have sold for a lot more money, I'm pretty sure, than the cream to off-white that sold for 180 grand 2 years ago. So anyway, this is another W, a big win for sure. All right, let's go on to Superman #1. So this book, it's a key issue for sure, but nothing super special. Maybe you can say it's an iconic cover. No big first appearances or anything crazy going on in the story. 1.5 selling for $180,000. So, wow, really low grade. Seems like a high price to me. Did it set a record? Let's find out. Superman from 1939, issue #1. Here we go. 1.5. There's a sale from yesterday, $180,000. What was the previous sale? A year ago, $132,000. So a huge gain from a 1.5 that sold last year. It's not a record because in 2022, it sold for $192,000. And again, I didn't look to see, which book is. Let's look. Let's just make sure. 7001, and let's look at the one that set the record. All right, certain numbers are different, so most likely a different book. But regardless, close to the record, right? About 10% less. So that is a strong, strong sale in my mind for a book that set a record back when there was all the madness of, records being set every single day. Every sale was a new record in 2021 and 22 for the most part. It seemed like it. Okay, let's do a couple Silver Age books. Okay, I know I just did my Silver Age price analysis, but that's everything that went up through the end of May. So now we're into June. Let's just look at a couple sales here. I'm not doing a deep price analysis on anything today, but this is a big grade, right? Fantastic Four #1, 8.5, sold for $144,000. Again, Marvel's first family here. Let's see, how often does an 8.5 sell? Probably not too often. All right, here we go. There's the sale, $144,000. So there was another sale last year. The previous sale was for $117,000. So this is a boost from that sale. All right, a far cry from the record, which was back again during the madness of 2022 when it sold for 350 grand. So, I mean, that's great. This is like 60-70% below that. Nonetheless, an increase from last year. So when I do my new Silver Age price analysis, this is going to have an impact on the average sale price because it's such a high valued book, right, at an 8.5. So anyway, I'd call this a strong sale for FF #1. Now let's go to SpiderMan, Amazing Fantasy 15. So 6.5 selling for $114,000. This book has been on the decline, as you saw in my previous video. But how does this one look? Let's see, right here, Amazing Fantasy 15. What do we say again? It was a 6.5. Let's go down to it. There's the sale for $114,000. Previous sale was back in January, so a little less than 6 months ago, for $105,000. So it's an increase over the last sale. And again, right, if we really dive into these, we can look at page quality or condition. Not all books, even of the same grade, are created equal. But nonetheless, very strong sale. Just a reminder, the record for a 6.5 was $225,000 win back in 2022. So about half the price of what it was back then. But still, increase over the January sale. So I would say a strong sale for AF15. All right. Tales of Suspense #39. 9.2. Huge grade. $106,000. This, I'm trying to remember what I said in my Silver Age price analysis update, but I think this one was holding strong, but still very, very slowly declining. Where is it? Tales of Suspense. Here we go. number 39, and a 9.2. Again, probably doesn't sell very often, right? I got to scroll all the way up here. 9.2. Well, believe it or not, we've had two 9.2 sell this year. And it was probably in my last video, and I'm just not remembering. So anyway, the last sale was $108,000 in April. Fast forward 2 months later, this one sold for $106,000. They're two different cert numbers, so they're different books. So again, a little bit less than the previous sale, still slowly declining. I mean, you can look at the 9.2 sale here. They're not going to sell very often, but this thing peaked at $226,000. So again, it's more than a 50% reduction from the record it set back again in 2022. But okay, so almost the same as the last sale, a little bit down. And last year it sold for $108,000 as well. So holding strong, but not really gaining anything. Let's see, what else are we going to do? How about, let's look at another Golden Age, but maybe two more books here. Two more Golden Age books, and then we'll call it. So this is Detective Comics number 38, first appearance of the Boy Wonder, first appearance of Robin. So this is a 7.5, sold for $90,000. I don't look at this book very often, to be honest with you. So I have no gauge on what the price is of this book. All right, here we are. Detective Comics number 38. 7.5, here it is, $90,000. Well, there you go. There's not even another recorded sale of a 7.5 in GPA. So $90,000, how do we gauge this? What was the most recent sale of this book? Well, you've got to go all the way down to a 1.8 that had a sale this year in January for $33,000. So now you have to ask, okay, is $33,000 from a 1.8 up to $90,000 for 7.5. Does that seem good? Bad? I don't know. The 90,000 might be a little low, maybe. There was a 5.5 that sold 2 years ago for just under $70,000. So from a 5.5 to a 7.5, should we go from 70,000 to 90,000? I don't know, maybe. So hard to tell. It's still a lot of money, I'll tell you that much. And let's do one more. One more book. So Allstar Comics number 8. Let's get a close-up of this one because we don't look at these books very often. So this is the origin and first appearance of Wonder Woman. Huge book, 6.0 from 1942. You know, she's not on the cover, but it is her first appearance. And this book doesn't get a lot of talk. Maybe it did when all the movies were coming out, but not so much now. Again, another $90,000 sale for a 6.0. So let's go to our trusty GPA website here. Allstar Comics number 8. Again, from 1942. What did I say again? 6.0. All right, 6.0. Here we go. All right, so here we go. Just to make things more confusing, the last 6.0 sold back in the madness of 2022 for $66,000. This one sold for $90,000. So a new record for this book. Huge first appearance, huge book. So why are some books setting, records, strong records, and other books are coming in well short? 40% reduction on Tech 27. Can't wrap my arms around it. I guess the market is what it is, right? You're going to have, depending on who's looking for a book, you're going to have people battling it out and setting records. And if those people with deep pockets are not looking for, let's say, a Tech 27, it's not going to do so well. All right. So, all right. That's the Heritage auction. Platinum session plus a little bit of today's session with the art. And again, this is going to be going on all weekend. There are lots of big books still to go, but these were the biggest of the big books. So That's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave me some comments, give me some feedback. Make sure you check out my Instagram, my eBay store, my website. We sell thousands of books, but feel free to reach out to me on any of those platforms. Until next time, have a great day.